Okay, juniors, so in addition to choosing some careers today, we want you to start exploring colleges as well. Because as you all know, junior year is a really important time in planning for college. We really hope that by the end of your junior year and summer before your senior year, you really have a list of about 3 to 5 schools that you hope to apply to. We really want you to come into senior year with a pretty good idea of where you want to apply to college. So junior year is prime time to be exploring schools and opportunities and seeing what schools might be a good fit. Career cruising is great for this, specifically the college comparison tool. So what we want you guys to do today is to access the comparison tool and choose a couple of schools, 3, and compare their admission statistics and tuition. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by going to this education tab, and we're going to be using specifically today the compare schools box. So we want to get a side-by-side view of different schools and how they stack up against each other. So we're going to click undergraduate schools here to access the comparison tool. And then here you'll see side-by-side room for 3 schools that we can take a look at. So we'll choose a couple. Let's maybe start with, we can do University of Washington. That's a pretty popular school. A lot of our students apply to, of course. We'll add UW here. And then let's maybe also look at Central Washington University in Ellensburg. There we go. And then for a third, let's maybe mix things up a bit, and is Whitman on here? Okay, we'll take a look at Whitman College. So we've got 3 schools, all very different, of course, 2 publics, 1 private. Once you have this list of schools, it's pretty cool because you can scroll down and see all of their stats side by side. What we want you guys to do today is using your career cruising worksheet. You're going to pull this out, and of course you're going to start in questions 1, 2, and 3 by writing down your top 3 careers that you just identified. In part 4, you're going to complete this matrix using information from the comparison tool. So you're going to be looking at you're going to find 3 schools. You're going to write down the tuition for each, their average GPA, and their mean SAT score. And to give you an idea of where to find all of this, I'll scroll down. Here is some of their admissions information. Let's see if we can find average GPA on here. We've got some average test scores. So here's their mean average SAT reading score for UW, Central, and Whitman. And then the average writing score on the SAT and the average math score. So that's where you can find the average scores. Here's where you can find what tuition costs. Of course, for all of these schools, it would be in-state tuition that we're looking at. But if it was Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, for example, that would be out of state. So you're going to find what their tuition is. And then here's some more financial aid info. And then GPA is on here up at the top too. Let's see here we go. Average GPA for their incoming freshman class. So, of course, it looks like UW is the most competitive here, followed closely by Whitman with a 3.73, and then Central with a 3.14. Keep in mind that these test scores and GPAs, these are averages, right? So that means that half of the applicants were above that and half were below. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a 3.78 to get into UW, but that's generally their average GPA for their incoming freshman class. So we want you to take a few minutes now and compare 3 schools using this comparison tool and complete the matrix on the worksheet. Good luck.